Imagine a future where wars erupt on European soil. A mysterious pandemic spreads again. The sky reveals things never seen before. And all of this had already been predicted centuries and decades ago. It's not fiction. It's what the greatest seers in history, Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, have recorded. And 2025 could be the year when their visions become reality. But before we delve into the darker predictions, we need to understand who these two mysterious characters are that seem to converse with the future. Michel de Nostradamus, better known as Nostradamus, was born in France in 1503. Doctor, astrologer, and seer, he wrote in enigmatic verses called Centuries, where he supposedly revealed future events. Many of them interpreted as wars, natural tragedies, revolutions, and even the rise of great leaders. Among the episodes frequently associated with him are the Great Fire of London, the rise of Hitler, and the attack on the Twin Towers. Baba Vanga, the seer of the Balkans, was born in Bulgaria in 1911. Blind since childhood, she claimed to see with the eyes of the spirit. Among her most famous predictions are the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the Chernobyl tragedy, September 11th, and even the 2020 pandemic. She spoke directly, without codes, and claimed to receive her messages from invisible higher entities. Despite different styles, one symbolic, the other objective, both left messages pointing to the same critical period, the mid-2020s. And now that we have reached 2025, the signs seem to be all in place. This script will reveal the most impactful and frightening predictions from both for the current year. We have separated each revelation into sections, with context, interpretations, and parallels with real events that are already happening. If you believe that nothing happens by chance, if you feel that the world is moving towards something greater than just political or climate crises, then you need to follow this series to the end. Like this video now and subscribe to the channel. We are about to reach our goal of 100 subscribers. And your presence here makes all the difference. Share with those who also deserve to know what might be coming. In the next part, we will begin with the first bombshell revelation. Baba Vanga's warning about a new war on European soil, and the direct involvement of Russia, NATO, and a weapon never used before. Baba Vanga left a grim warning for 2025. Europe would once again be a stage of destruction, but it wouldn't be a war like the previous ones. She spoke of an invisible conflict that would become real, and of the use of a silent weapon that would kill without noise. Analysts of his work believe that this passage points to biological warfare, or to a type of weaponry that has not yet been revealed to the public, but which is already under development in underground laboratories. The prophecy is direct. The world will see the horror without hearing the sound. At the same time, Nostradamus also wrote about a possible new European war. In one of his most debated quatrains, he mentions the great power of the North facing the lions of the West, a possible allusion to Russia facing Western coalitions like NATO and the USA. And today the stage is set. The tension between Russia and Ukraine remains high. New sanctions, military movements, and increasingly aggressive speeches among world leaders keep the warlike atmosphere in constant turmoil. But what if this is just the beginning? And if the current events are just the first phase of something much bigger? Baba Vanga warned that this new conflict would bring an unprecedented weapon. And 2025 could be the year it will be used. There are rumors of technologies based on electromagnetic pulses, reprogrammed viruses, even frequency waves capable of destabilizing entire populations. Whatever the interpretation, the essence of the message is clear. The war of 2025 will not be like those in history books. It will be silent, swift, brutal, and above all global. And how do we prepare for something like this? The seers did not only foresee catastrophes, they also foresaw escape routes, protection paths, and warned, those who are attentive will be able to survive. Whoever lives in prayer, in vigilance, and far from the illusions of the world, will see the signs and know what to do. Meanwhile, the rest of the world watches, distracted by political scandals, empty entertainment, and superficial debates. But the clock keeps ticking, and 2025 is here. If you believe that these predictions have something to teach us, like this video and subscribe now. Each subscriber strengthens our mission to awaken. We are close to 100, and your presence matters. In the next part, we will talk about a terrifying vision left by Baba Vanga, a new mysterious disease capable of challenging modern medicine, and which has already begun to manifest. Among Baba Vanga's most disturbing predictions is the emergence of an unknown disease that would challenge modern medicine. She said that a nameless virus will emerge from nowhere and confuse scientists with its ability to change. A threat that, according to her reports, would not only come from the body, but would also affect the mind. Experts in their prophecies claim that this prediction does not refer to COVID-19, but to something even more complex, which would emerge after the pandemic as a second impact. A type of silent mutation that would affect the way we think, feel, and even relate to reality. Today, we are already seeing disturbing signs. An outbreak of neurological issues among children in Asia, unexplained cases of sudden mental confusion in healthy adults, and more. A new viral strain resistant to conventional treatments was identified in 2024 by scientists in different parts of the world. Nostradamus, in turn, wrote about a time when suffering will come from the air and will infiltrate the houses of the just and the wicked. Although symbolic, many associate this passage with modern pandemics, transmitted through the air and by invisible means. But what makes this prediction even more unsettling is the spiritual context. Baba Vanga associated this disease with the total distancing of man from creation. For her, the evil would not come only from biology, but from the human disconnection with nature, with the divine, with others. She used to say, souls will fall ill before bodies. And perhaps that is what this new virus represents, a disease of the soul that manifests in the physical. In parallel, the number of people reporting strange dreams, altered states of consciousness, and sensations of collective confusion is growing. Could these symptoms be linked to what was predicted? Would we once again be ignoring the signs? Medicine runs. Science tries to understand, but the warnings had already been given. And 2025 could be the year of the turnaround, or the downfall. If you feel that something strange is in the air, that the world is not just changing physically, but energetically, like this video now, subscribe to the channel. We are very close to the goal of 100 subscribers, and your presence here is part of this vigil. Among all the predictions made by Baba Vanga, perhaps none is as controversial as the one involving life beyond Earth. She stated, with a chilling certainty, that the moment when humanity would have visible evidence of the presence of beings from other worlds was approaching. And for many scholars of her messages, 2025 would be that milestone. In her words, a new light will rise from the sky, which will not be a star, nor a comet, but a sign. She also spoke of a communication coming not through words, but through pulses and images that will change the collective consciousness. Nostradamus also left enigmatic fragments that seem to point to the same phenomenon. In one of his quatrains he writes, "From the sky will come a new race, and the ancient gods will return in different forms." For some, this represents the advancement of artificial intelligences. For others, a real contact with beings from outside. But what if the two things are connected? In recent years, governments that previously denied any ufological activity have begun to release documents. The Pentagon, NASA, and even European agencies have already acknowledged unidentified objects with inexplicable behavior. And more. In 2024, Chinese and Canadian scientists captured radio signals with unknown patterns coming from deep space. Meanwhile, the global population shows an increase in interest in cosmic spirituality. Books, movies, and series about advanced civilizations are among the most consumed content in the world. Could this popularization be an unconscious preparation for what is to come? Baba Vanga said that humanity will be shaken not by invasion, but by revelation. According to her, the simple fact of knowing that we are not alone will change everything: religions, science, political power, even the way we see ourselves. If 2025 is truly the year when the heavens speak, who will be ready to listen? Would this revelation bring fear or hope, division or unity? How would we react upon seeing that everything we believe to be unique on Earth is, in fact, part of something much greater? If this topic fascinates you, like this video now. Subscribe to the channel to continue exploring these mysteries with us. We are about to reach 100 subscribers, and each new member helps this vigil grow. In the next part, we will address an even darker prediction: the possible assassination of one of the most powerful leaders on the planet, and the global consequences this could bring. Among the darkest warnings left by Baba Vanga, one stands out for its boldness and mystery: the prediction that one of the world's most powerful leaders would be assassinated under obscure circumstances, and that his death would plunge the planet into a new cycle of chaos and disputes. She did not mention names, but spoke of a man of power, surrounded by soldiers and symbols of lions, who will fall under the eyes of the world, but by hands that will not be seen. Many associated this description with Vladimir Putin, the current leader of Russia, mainly because of the lion symbolism and reports of internal betrayals. Coincidence or not, in 2023 and 2024, rumors of discontent within the Russian military elite have increased. Failed coup attempts, mysterious poisonings, and a growing atmosphere of paranoia in the Kremlin. In parallel, Nostradamus wrote that the king of the north will be overthrown when the star changes its course. Astrologically, 2025 will be a year marked by major alignments, which for interpreters of the centuries, symbolizes drastic changes in power. But the impact of this death goes beyond Russia. Baba Vanga predicted that the void left by this leader would open the doors for the rise of new tyrants, and for the implementation of a global surveillance system. The shadows will use the morning to rise, she said. She also mentioned that after the death, there would be a series of hasty decisions among the world powers, including nuclear threats, suspension of international treaties, and border closures. The world would enter a state of armed silence, where any misstep could lead to total ruin. Could this be the true trigger for a new war, or just another cycle of fear and global manipulation? The most alarming thing is that, according to both prophecies, this death would not be the end, but the beginning of a new type of world leadership. A charismatic but dangerous figure. A peacemaker who deep down would bring division. Are we prepared for this scenario? If this vision makes you think, like the video now, share it with those who need to awaken, and subscribe to the channel. Our goal of 100 subscribers is close, and your participation strengthens this chain of vigilance. In the next part, we will talk about the total climate collapse, the year when the planet will stop sustaining life as we know it, and how prophecies have already warned about the Earth crying out for help. Among the most urgent predictions of Baba Vanga and Nostradamus is the one that involves the planet itself. Both warned of a time when the Earth would cease to support life as we know it, not as a divine punishment, but as a direct consequence of human arrogance. Baba Vanga stated that the heat will be so intense that rivers will boil, and food will stop growing where there was once abundance. She spoke of a chain reaction climate collapse, prolonged droughts, massive floods, uncontrollable wildfires, and devastating storms. Nostradamus, in his centuries, predicted that the harvests will fail for 3 consecutive years, and the people will eat from the ground like animals. For many interpreters, this image refers to the collapse of the global agricultural system, which is already showing signs of wear with extreme events, soil degradation, and dependence on concentrated agribusinesses. And now, in 2025, it seems that the time for Earth to scream has come. Records from the past year point to record after record. Temperatures above 50 degrees Celsius in temperate regions, water shortages in major cities, electrical collapses due to increased demand for cooling, and toxic clouds released by uncontrolled fires in South America, Africa, and Asia. Scientists talk about tipping points being surpassed. The melting of the polar ice caps is already affecting ocean levels. The ocean currents are changing. Biodiversity is disappearing at an alarming rate, and agricultural pests such as locusts and mutant fungi are once again threatening entire crops. Baba Vanga said that the planet would send signals, and that humanity, too busy with its power games and consumption, would ignore them until it was too late. She spoke of the Earth's anger as a reflection of human pain. Nostradamus predicted a summer without harvest, an autumn without bread, a winter without shelter. But both also spoke of resistance, of peoples who, even in the face of collapse, would find ways to live with the essentials. Islands of balance in the midst of chaos. The question is, will we be part of the problem or the remnant that rebuilds? If this part of the prophecy touched you, like this video now and share it with those who haven't awakened yet. Subscribe to the channel. Together we are forming a network of alertness and awareness. And with your help, our goal of 100 subscribers is getting closer and closer. In the final part, we will reveal the possible final impact predicted for 2025, the fall of a celestial body on Earth, and the era that could begin after the collision. Among the most dramatic predictions attributed to Nostradamus and Baba Vanga for 2025, there is one that echoes like a final trumpet: the possibility of a celestial body falling to Earth. Not just a meteor, but a fiery messenger, as Nostradamus said, which would come from the sky as the final sign of change. In one of his quatrains he wrote, "From the sky will come the great new fire, which the great city will soon touch." Many believe he was referring to a real impact, an asteroid or comet. Others interpret it as a solar explosion of catastrophic proportions. The truth is that he associated this event with the restart of a new cycle. Baba Vanga also spoke about the sky. She warned that space will bring what Earth has rejected. According to her visions, the fall of a celestial body would mark the end of an era of denial, and the beginning of a time where humanity would have to confront the truth about its origin, purpose, and fragility. Curiously, in 2024, amateur and professional astronomers alerted to an unidentified object coming towards the inner solar system. Officially, NASA classified it as no immediate risk. But there are those who believe that certain data is not being disclosed. Blurred images, hidden codes in documents, and unusual news coverage patterns increase suspicion. This impact, if it occurs, may not destroy the planet, but it could change everything. The atmosphere would be altered, communications would collapse, the climate would change abruptly, and governments would be forced to declare a global emergency. But more than the physical consequences, the psychological impact would be immense. Humanity, faced with the sky in flames, could finally recognize its smallness, and perhaps in this upheaval, rediscover the lost humility. Both Baba and Nostradamus conclude their visions with a kind of rebirth. They do not speak only of destruction, but of renewal. After the fall, a time of light would come, a time when the survivors would be guided by a forgotten wisdom, and where the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. The question that remains is, will we need to see the sky fall to change? If this message made you reflect, leave your like now and share this video with those who haven't awakened yet. Subscribe to the channel. We are about to reach the goal of 100 subscribers, and you are a fundamental part of this mission. Click on the final card to watch the next content. And remember, perhaps the prophecies are not about the end, but about the warning. And the time to listen is now.